And we are live this morning. Live and alive. Essential to the morning. Really like to get the morning started with some of these and some water. Nice glass of lemon water. We're in business. We are in business. Get ready to make my mark on the charts this morning. Leave my mark, I should say. News in about 23 minutes. Unemployment claims, building permits, Philly Fed. Of course, a green, a result greater than forecast would be bullish for the relative folder. Unless it's unemployment claims, we want this number to be smaller. We want the actual number to be smaller than this number if we want this to be a bullish folder, right? Less unemployment claims, better for currency. More unemployment claims, worse for currency. Based on what I'm seeing right now, I actually want to see this folder come out good for currency. So I want to see this number lower than this number. Really just lower than this number. This is like what they predict the folder to come out as. This was the data from last week. So that's what we want to see. We want to see improvements from previous week that would indicate good things for that relative folder. But all these other ones, actual greater than forecast is good for currency. actual greater than forecast is good for currency. I like this little part of Forex Factory. Shout out those that take care of Forex Factory, but just giving you a brief rundown why you should care, because you need to know a little bit about these folders, but I don't personally believe you need like super in-depth knowledge of them. As long as you can understand how they influence the market and whatnot, then I think that's enough. That's enough. Hat on. But yeah, so I think that's enough. As long as as long as you know how it's gonna influence the market. But yeah, I want to see these folders come out. Honestly, bullish for the dollar. Bullish for the dollar. And it can send gold bearish. Gold left a number of points of liquidity on its ride up. Here, 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 here. Of course, the highest quality of liquidity of all of them. I'd say here. I really like this liquidity point, and I really like this liquidity here. Yeah, I really like both of those. If we're thinking about where that lies right now from where we're at, that first point of liquidity is 300 pips, right? The reason why I didn't point this one out yet, because it made of only a small move from that level. It's still liquidity in my opinion. Even this point, right? Just because from at this point, this is when the move kind of started. So even if we were to take it to this point, you're looking at about 200 pips, which is solid movement. Like, that's not asking for too much from gold in the morning. There's a tool we like to use. This tool here. Once I can get to the part that I try to get to, oh, here we go. This is market milk, baby pips. But the reason I like this, because it'll give us actually a really fire read at how often, how frequent this currency, in terms of how much it moves, right? Your volatility. Ready? Because when we mark something up, and like just now, like I marked up that, and it said 200 pips. It was 200 pips to this level. And it's like, okay, how can I get 200 pips on this currency? Well, you just have to know that currency moves that much, right? And if you're looking at just New York session, that's what we trade, just New York session, this pair moves 600 pips on average, right? And this is actually in the last 7 days. So we can take the last 30, we can take the last 3 months. That's on average. That's how much it moves in this time frame, right? In this market session, right? So to get 200 pips, that's not a lot to ask for, especially if the entry is clean. Like that's pretty much all we need is a clean entry. Looks like we may get one. I won't enter anything right now, just because 15 minutes till news, getting to that point right now. I really like the way how bullish it's looked. This is really looks really clean. But just as I'm looking in between these candles, just inefficiencies of price action all day, everywhere. It's crazy. Like the same way this move left all these inefficiencies, look what, like, this retraced and corrected all of those inefficiencies in price action, right? Anytime there's more sellers, more black candles, then there's going to be a time where there's a bunch of white candles that step in, a bunch of buyers. and vice versa. That's on the smaller scale, right? Because this is the 1 minute. That's why I kind of like having this big picture kind of mind frame right here. Um, yeah, and once we get to understand different time frames, I think the smaller time frames become a lot easier to read once we just understand all of them as a whole. Like as a whole, why they move, how they move. It's my 8 hour. I marked this up and I posted this on my page. EHM trades on socials. But wanted to see how this specific candle actually acted because I posted this about 8 hours ago, right? And now we're about 44 minutes left within this same candle, right? This is another reason why I like the 8 hour too, because three candles give me my daily idea, but then just the one candle, takes long enough, but it's quick enough. Like it'll be in the same kind of how I saw this same candle 8 hours ago, right? Rather than it being a fresh candle, or having more time left in that candle if I was doing a higher time frame. But just being able to see how that specific candle reacted to this level is actually not bad. Filled some of this imbalance, as you can see. So now I'll just slide my orange box up a little bit. And then, so that's the area of imbalance that's currently left. So right now, price has done two things. It's left liquidity behind if they want to sell. If it's left imbalance behind if they are going to buy. And if they continue buying, and when I say they, I'm really just referring to, price. If price continues to buy, I would say just around this 8 hour time frame, this 8 hour decision making zone, I would like to see this get to. At the very least, fill this entire area of imbalance. Once again, that's about 200 pips. But it's not impossible for us to move towards this decision making zone if it decides to buy. Like we just had a banking holiday. So how I'm viewing that, in like the thing is, you can really just only have insight in trading, speculation, observation, insight. I don't really think there is a right and wrong type of mindset, or not mindset, but perspective of the market. Of like, there's no right and wrong interpretation. Everything is because it's information, right? To be interpreted. There's no right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's right in one instance and somebody's wrong in another instance. And in that same instance, that same person is right and, the other person is wrong. Like, it's just all relative. Oh my goodness, I need a haircut so bad. But I forgot what I was saying. I do remember what I was saying. No, I don't. I lost it. Perspective, changing, different opinions. I lost it. I can see price moving. Can definitely see price moving bearish though. I really like the way this 1 hour looks. Let me check the 30-minute real quick. Yeah, I really like the way this 1 hour looks because of this decision-making zone structure I see here. So what it gives me a chance to do is kind of get a point of breach, we can call it, a point of BOS, where there's a break of structure. This being the most recent high. So if we're thinking kind of swing low to swing high, I would. I mean, yeah, we already got our retracement correction. That level move price higher. Yeah, I would think we can attack this. You see where my notes at. So yeah, I've been getting used to this fib. Any swing from a discount.
EHM.
EHM trades. Yeah, so far to me it looks like we've been bearish. Looking on this 8 hour, so far we've been bearish, and we got this sweep of the liquidity at this level, and then a bullish move. So I can see this area getting broken. We already got our correction to those key levels. Anything in the green, any retracement in the green is a key level. And so we like that deep retracement there. But ultimately, this decision making zone right here, that 3 candle structure, is what I want to see get breached from price. But we'll be patient ultimately, because Forex Factory is gonna tell us a great story. Jerry X Trades. What is up?
Nothing much, brother. Nothing much.
I'm
Sorry,
actually
we're just a few minutes late, but just getting settled.
Nah, it's no biggie, man. People didn't mind.
We got news in 9 minutes, anyways.
News in 9. News in 9.
Market was moving well last night and through the middle of the night.
Yeah, that was kind of expected, which I was glad to see that. To at least know we'll get some movement this morning.
I'm gonna go get some coffee real quick, water, and I'll be right back.
Bet. Let me take a look at USD ZAR. Trying to get my perspective on USD ZAR. 8 hour time frame. This is exactly what I wanted to see from USD ZAR. You see this. So yesterday, once again, if you go follow me on Instagram, EHM Trades, you would have saw I posted this as well. And I was talking about this. I didn't have it marked up, but I was talking about just that area of price, right? This daily decision making zone. And towards this daily decision-making zone was this area of imbalance, inefficiency, and price action. We can see that sellers dominated this level of price. We can see that visually with these black candles, right? These black candles represent sellers. So sellers, bears, bearish, right? That's that terminology right there. Oversold, right? So that's what this represents. And this space right here is an area called imbalance, right? And inefficiency and price action, right? And so what I wanted to see based on this level that it just broke, what level did it just break? It just broke this level right here. So this was a point of liquidity, right? But it came in and swept that liquidity at that level, right? So price took about a little over, almost 1,000 pip move from top to bottom, right? From top to bottom. But these wicks here on the way down, on the way up, that's points of liquidity. So that's a target for price to return to, which is why we saw price slowly trickle down, hesitate, break that level, right? And then eventually break that level. But then it's like, where's it going to go from here? Is it going to keep going down? Is it going to keep going down? I have my weekly level below it, to a strong weekly zone, right? If you look at my weekly, right, this is an area right here where this is a strong level. We saw this area of price get rejected here, right? And then we saw it get breached, right? Then we saw it get used as a point to bounce off of a couple different times, right? So when we return to it, it's going to be a strong area, right? So it's like, is price going to go hunt that level right now? It could, but what we saw, we didn't see it go hunt that level. What do we see? We saw it correct yourself, right? Correct yourself. And now this area of imbalance went from this much of imbalance, and this is only 8 hours. So this is a lot, right? This is 100 pips worth of imbalance, right? And price filled that area. So now it went from 100 pips of imbalance to 50, right? So that was actually beautiful to see, because now price, in my opinion, can do either one. So let's say we get bullish news from the dollar, right? That means USD ZAR is not only going to wipe this imbalance out, but it's going to move back above this daily decision-making zone. And I honestly don't think that is going to happen. So I can see us getting bearish news for the dollar and price continuing downwards and going to touch that weekly decision-making zone. Just because that daily is a strong area. It being the daily, right? Just off the pure knowledge of the daily time frame, and how the higher the time frame, the stronger the price action, the stronger whatever you're marking up. The higher the time frame, the stronger it's going to be in terms of how it reads. So like right here, this is a decision-making zone, right? A support and resistance area, whatever you want to call it. I refer to it as decision-making zones. It's better for my brain. It allows me to wipe the concept of thinking about the roof and the ceiling, and then when it blasts through the roof turns to the ceiling, and the ceiling turns, and I just said the same thing. But when it blasts through the roof turns into the floor, and then if it goes back the other way, the floor turns into the roof. You know what I'm saying? I don't refer to it in that light. I like talking about decision-making zones. So the higher the time frame, the stronger those areas, stronger price action. The better, not the better, but the stronger our MACD reads. So I've gotten actually a little comfortable using the MACD just to kind of give me an idea of what's happening to volume, right? I just like to have insight, man. This is about using all the information the market provides to have insight. So yeah, I like the way this is looking right now. I'm going to take a peek at this 1 hour. I'm going to leave it there on gold. And then we're going to get my side-by-side up on USD ZAR. Look at this, though. This is crazy. A fun fact about while we got about a minute left before news, but a fun fact about Forex, right, is 80% of all the trades taken, it might even be higher than that, but 80% of all the trades taken involve the US dollar. Involve the US dollar in some way, whether it's a USD ZAR pair or XAU USD pair, right? US 30. It involves the US dollar in some way. Why is that important? Because that's exactly why we use our side-by-side. Right, just look at that structure, how clean that structure is on both sides. Like this is our dollar. This is our USD ZAR structure. Very, very clean. I'll tell you what USD ZAR didn't do just looking at this area. Let's see, news just came out. What do we get? Before we get? Okay. I'm going to talk about this order real quick. After it comes out, building permits bearish, so bearish for the dollar, bad, sell for the dollar, hypothetically, right? I'm not telling people to go sell. And by the way, just our disclosure, no, we are not financial advisors. We are not financial advisors. We are purely observationists. Is that a word? Observationalist? Observationist. I think that's what I'm looking for. All right, but let's see. Building permits. So we got bearish news for the dollar, right? Bearish. So what should we see? What should we see? Exactly what we are seeing. Sellers. What should we see over here with gold? We should see it break through this 1 hour decision-making zone, which tells me, what does this tell me? That I'm going to be taking buys if my entry confirmations come in. My profit target is going to be 23.70. So I'm going to look to take buys to that level. Does that mean I won't let it go higher than that level? No. It just means that's the first level I'm looking as a profit target. And we can even say half of it. So half of this area of inbounds is my first level. My profit target 1, TP1, and then the end of that imbalance is TP2. So that's how I'm going to be playing that. Just because we got bearish news for the dollar, we're seeing that reflect on the market, right? So, and then we get a little insight on USD ZAR. It's like these pairs, both of these charts should be moving the same direction. So as long as this starts selling and this stays selling, we're in business. We're in business. We're in business. Any pair, let's look at GBP USD. So GBP, right? We want to see this move in the opposite as the dollar, right? GBP USD. What is it doing? Moving the opposite as the dollar, right? It's starting to anyways. So I like that one. I haven't marked up GBP USD though, so I'm gonna stay off of that. But I'm gonna just keep this chart on my 5 minute over here on ZAR. Let that do its thing. Yeah, we're just gonna watch gold. Get that out of there. Yeah, so we just keep it patient. Keep it patient, Pete. That news is ultimately a great tale of what we should see on the chart. So what I wanted to say about this unemployment claims. So even though this came out like black, right? It didn't come out bearish or it didn't come out bullish, green or red. I'm viewing this as bullish for the dollar. Of course, not significant enough, or it would actually be green. But the reason I'm saying that is because the unemployment claims was down from last week, right? So we don't gotta wait for Forex Factory to tell us that was a bullish folder or a green folder. We can kind of just use our understanding of that, just that simple aspect. And so how that influences price, I'm not saying it does. Clearly, sellers, quote unquote, because the folders are red, bearish, dominated the news today, the economic outlook. So we'll see how they influence price. I want to see if price breaches this level. Get rid of this point of liquidity that price already sweep. So I want to see if it breaches this decision-making zone level. Crazy to think that I heard it's like $6 trillion right now. I think daily trading volume ranging from 6 trillion to 7 trillion. It's crazy to think that 80% of trading, forex trading specifically, 80% involves the dollar. I can't get that fact out of my head. It just makes the reason why we use the DXY so much more valid, as well as the news, right? The USD news is important to know about the USD news, the economy. Even if you don't know about the USD news, like what the folders mean, and you're kind of keen to the like the economy, like what's going on, labor market, housing market, production market, inflation, like you're kind of familiar with all that stuff. Honestly, that you're putting yourself in a good spot as well, because you're just able to understand the state of the dollar. That's all the news helps me understand, is the state of the dollar. SQ money ain't funny. What it do, man?
What's good? Good morning.
Just getting started here, man. The news was at 5:30. So we didn't get much.
Just seen that.
Much news from unemployment claims. Bearish on all the other folders.
A lot of news folders bad for currency since the last 4. Oh yeah, I love it. It should get some nice movement today though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. We should definitely get some nice movement, some nice clean movement. I think price is in a really good spot to make some nice movement.
Let me pull my side by side real quick. Really get right.
Get my post. Give me a post on my trading page. EHM trades. Don't forget to drop a follow. Ooh, that water looks so good. I undervalued how delicious water is probably earlier on in my life. But water is like underrated.
Are you somebody that has to put a little bit of sweetener, a little bit of juice in your water, make it
You
taste
know
like something?
what? I used to be that person to where I think I was doing it so much it was probably unhealthy for like I was completely counterintuitive to my approach to that.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm a lot better now. You know, I appreciate the cleanliness of some nice cold water,
For
and
sure.
I don't need to. I think tasting nothing when I'm drinking water is the best feeling about drinking nice waters. Tasting nothing, if that makes sense.
I feel you.
As Price breached my
Thoughts on the
five
short?
hour. Yeah, I was what do you mean? I'm not opposed to that. I mean, we're getting the dollar to move bullish right now.
Okay.
We are only thing is we got some really, really strong bearish volume right now that stepped in on that 1 minute MACD. So I would like to see that correct itself. Just because I don't know how much further that volume could go. So I actually want to see how it reacts to this 5 hour decision making level I have. And see if it wants it to use kind of like a mini catapult. Go ahead and get my trade locker ready. Ah, they're making me log back in. You know what? That's why I keep my logins right here. Man, I'm looking down at my desk. I probably have 15 sticky notes, all different things on them. It's like I've been trying to organize just my brain, you know, like putting the right things on paper. So I'm like, oh, can't forget that.
Shit is as long as it works for you, whatever you can make work.
Yeah, that's been really helping me. Getting this little correction right now from gold, which is kind of what I want to see. Alrighty, I got my account pulled up here. So my account is sitting at, what am I sitting at right now? 278, I think. 278 is my total account balance right now. I'm trading a 0.1 lot. Whenever I trade gold, 0.2 lot, or excuse me, 0.01. So many micro lots. 1 micro lot if I'm trading gold. 2 micro lots if I'm trading USD ZAR. Probably like 5 micro lots if I was trading a GBP USD. I think I can get away with 5. USDs are still USDs are in dollars still teasing bearish or teasing bullish movement. Q, tell me what you think about this fun fact. I brought this up a few seconds ago. I don't know if you were on, but 80% of trading involvement involves the US dollar. 80% of all trading involves the US dollar. I thought you might appreciate that.
Yeah, and there's a thing about that. I mean, it makes sense. It tracks with, you know, when I was kind of in there doing initial research just about the forex market, who's involved in the forex market, so much of it is retail trader or big retail companies, companies that create, manufacture, and distribute products, and all those products are globally traded using the US dollar, I'd imagine. So with global trade happening naturally, the US dollar will have to be exchanged with some other currency, where that given product is going to be sold, if that makes sense. So I'm actually curious to kind of look into that. Say, I just wonder if the US dollar is primarily used in all domestic trade, in domestic product manufacturing and distribution. 80% it would track for sure. I'm interested to kind of look into that a little bit more.
No, there's actually a really good video I watched. This one right here. That literally just talked about what you're saying. That and from what I understand, so like let's say a US based company was getting something from a manufacturer in China. Like US is gonna pay them in Chinese dollars or the yen. But they're gonna trade like literally trade their US dollars for Chinese yen, pay China. China's gonna trade, if they ever need to buy something from us, vice versa. Because now that I'm thinking about it, mostly what the US does is just distribute. They don't even really manufacture.
Right.
So they're only kind of the buyers all the time, which is kind of honestly an interesting concept. Thinking about that.
Yeah, I'm about to watch that video. It's fascinating because it's all one kind of cohesive unit. It's pretty spectacular how trade and distribution of goods, products works, and kind of at a fundamental level.
I'll put this in the comment section on the live in case anybody else. Justin's on this morning in case Justin's interested. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning, sir.
Justin.
One of the OBs. So that's a term we're gonna have to throw out there. An OB.
Original bloomer. Original. Just
getting some staggered movement here from the dollar from gold. But honestly, given news, I want to see currency, especially gold, move bullish. I want to see gold move bullish.
All right. Any other news rest of this session today?
No, sir.
Looking at some yellow folders
Yeah,
a
just
little bit
yellow.
later in the morning. Yeah, there's still a big, I still got a big area of imbalance line above us. Not too far though. At about 23.47.
Here we go. Yeah, if we were gonna get buys, that's the exact area I was taking it to. So looks like we may get some buys that come in, and I'm gonna be taking it. Bearish news, imbalance right above us. I love the way this is starting to look. As long as my DXY is going down, then we are in business. Mm.
I'm observing on my 5-minute side by side at the moment. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, let's see us punch through the roof here.
Mm. Yeah, this is looking really clean.
It's setting up that way. Really setting up that way. It could get, again, I'd like us to really get deep into that area of imbalance. Again, I think it's just very predicated by the dollar here, of course.
Same thing with that MACD volume on the buyer's side now. Want to see that just correct itself a little bit, just because there's not really much higher to go.
A pretty slow movement from the dollar right now. At least I'm looking at the 5-minute here. I'm gonna check out the one, see if I can get a close peek at it. Yeah, last 3 minutes is, it's really been sitting at the same level. Really trying to make a decision of what it wants to hunt at the moment. Liquidity or an area of imbalance. Always one of the two.
There's that correction I'm looking for. Keep going. Keep going.
What'd you get into yesterday, Marcus?
Yesterday, what did I do yesterday? I had work, so I worked 8 to 4. So I worked 8 to 4, and then I came home. I was reading Trade and Grow Rich. Actually, started opening up that book again. Made some dinner, and then I went to the gym last night. Then I even went to play some ball last night. Actually, when I got the legs loose. I normally play ball on Fridays, but they suspended me for this week. They said I couldn't put my name on the ballot. Last week I no call, no showed, so it's a very logical reason. But they tried to get me for 2 weeks. I disputed that. Commissioner approves 1 week, so I'll be back there next week.
I heard you.
But
pretty tight operation they run over there.
Yeah. No, seriously, man. Well, what about you? You work yesterday?
No, I was off yesterday. I just I worked on my application for a good while to get this personal statement right. Went to the gym, did a little shopping. I made some dinner. I didn't start cooking dinner till like 9:30. I was kind of pissed at myself, but so I got to bed a little bit later than I would have liked to. But had a good dinner. Made some burgers, some roasted zucchini, some sweet potato fries. It was fire. Our first time I cooked a good dinner in a little while.
Yeah, the roasted zucchini sounds fire. I really only have had fried zucchini mostly.
Yes, guys.
What about you, Jerry? What'd you get into yesterday?
I got off work yesterday, so I edited a lot for the first half of the day. Got everything with the new episode coming up ready to go. Scheduled all the posts. I worked out. And then I traded last night for like an hour.
How was that?
It was good. The market moved very well. Around like 9:30-ish. 9:30. Took a buy. Got like 16 pips, I think. 17. It went up like 60 though. So. And then I just chilled. Trying to go to bed earlier.
It's tough.
My sleep schedule was messed up a little bit ago, a few weeks ago, so I'm still working on it. So I laid down around like 10:30. Still didn't fall asleep till like midnight, but
yeah, no, it's tough trying to get that sleep schedule right, man. Honestly, at least
I always get tired. Yeah, I always get tired like early in the night, like 7:30, 8:30. I always get exhausted, but I just know if I fall asleep that early, I'll wake up in the middle of the night. So I stay up later, and then I hit like a second wind, and then I'm not tired like an hour later. So maybe I need to start popping some melatonin or something and trying to sleep. I wake up fine though. Like I feel fine right now, but it hits me like midday.
Yeah. I feel like melatonin might be bad for you in the long term.
Yeah. I agree. I have some in here. I never use it. Just I don't know. I don't want to rely on it. Remember Max Moses?
Yeah.
I lived with him in the dorms for a year, and he every night just pops like a handful of them. Like he relies on it. Can't sleep without it. Damn near.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think I saw him do that for a while and shied away from using it. I'm gonna look that up.
Might get some little dollar movement here on my 5 minute. Not
A little
much.
bit. Yeah, not much.
Yeah. It says melatonin is safe for short-term use and can help short-term, but long-term it may lead to decreased effectiveness and impact on your natural sleep.
Yeah, the thing with melatonin is those melatonin supplements, the companies, like they're not very regulated. They're not highly regulated. So each pill could have a different amount, and
Yeah.
usually most of the time, the milligrams that's on the label is far from accurate to what the pills actually are. And a little melatonin. And when I've looked into melatonin, but yeah, no, definitely, if you overtake and you're taking, enough milligrams, over time, it'll definitely affect your ability to produce melatonin by yourself.
Yeah.
Because melatonin is released from your brain. It's a neurochemical that's released from your brain late at night. It makes you tired. If you overtake the supplements, it'll naturally decrease your ability to make it. But yeah, for short-term use, I mean, but yeah, the thing with the labels is probably the biggest thing. You just never know what you're gonna get. So most of the time, it's not even gonna affect you anyway, because the actual milligrams of melatonin in those pills is a lot lower than they're being advertised.
Makes sense.
It's crazy to me that like the falsifications that are allowed to be displayed.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's not really false. It's more like misleading.
For sure.
It's very, very misleading. Like sometimes I'll see a soda bottle and it'll say 0 sugar, but then it'll say only it'll say like 16 ounces per container, and like the entire cup will be 32 ounces. And it's like, okay, so there's probably not 0 sugar in here. It's only 0 sugar at this amount of ounces.
So I feel like maybe it was in like intro to nutrition when I had that like freshman year is when we learned that they only had to put things on the label, or only could put certain things on the label. It had to be under a certain amount of milligrams for them to actually be able to say 0 sugar. Like it didn't even have to be 0 sugar. They just could put that because it was under a certain amount of grams. I thought that was crazy.
Yep. That's the American food and supplement industry for us.
Nah, but
Pretty fucked.
see something real quick. Get some movement here. That'd be great. This time.
Sexy prices at stock. to do.
Yeah, price still just staggering. Um, that's one thing I like about having the option to view higher time frames, though, because we don't have to really get super lost in this, you know, back and forth price action. On the smaller time frames, we can kind of look at it from a little wider angle, wider perspective, and then it just starts to look like normal price action. Like, oh, price is just consolidating maybe briefly at this moment before we get one of those aggressive buyer bearish candles. Yeah, I think being able to understand the multiple time frames
Mhm.
is is definitely valuable in the technical analysis, just purely marking up your charts. Um, but I just think in terms of as we think about like movement, looking at it from that bigger picture brings me a lot more just understanding of how long it takes for a price to actually move. Because seven or eight, candles. That's a third of the day. But for what we do, we scalp our entries, and so to think if we got in at that second or third hour,
Mhm.
of that move, right? We could have realistically held that for 5 hours or whatnot. But I think that's like the beauty of being able to scalp is, in an 8 hour. So in 8 1 hour candles, right? There's buys and there's sells. You know, People that trade those higher time frames could only have taken buys in those areas if price is moving bullish. But we're able to execute on both the buys and the sells as long as there's some price action. As long as there's some type of price action. Like right now, this last candle that we had before this current one, it just based on this candle, it didn't. There was probably no buys or sells within this candle, just because one never dominated the other. I want to see how this one. I got this here because I just have this 1 hour decision making zone marked up. This green line is my 5 hour decision making zone, or 5 minute. Excuse me, not 5 hour. I want to see how that reacts too.
You anticipate, some volatile movement to come in here over the next hour, hour and a half. Just have a nice direction painted out for us. So I'm leaning more towards the bullish side, just with that imbalanced line right above us. It would track for it to go ahead and take that out right now.
Yeah, I definitely like bullish movement as well. Move.
But Rockets a menace.
Man. I just never knew. I didn't never know, but I don't understand how Dawson just play all day. From start to finish, like not a single break if you didn't have to have one.
That's hilarious.
All right, let's see what we got here. What's holding this up here? What's holding this up? Instead, we didn't have any more news. Crude oil at 8. It's not terrible. Finviz. Finviz looks all jacked up.
What's it showing?
Just showing gold bullish, showing USD CHIF bullish, showing it's just not communicating in the way that I would like it.
Mhm.
Based on how this is looking, it would tell me gold might be going bearish in the future, or these other currencies might lose bearish volume. Dollar's still staying above that conversion line. What do you mean? I'm on my computer. Why do you keep saying that? That's tough. I don't know why I keep saying that. Go check on Kalei real quick.
Mhm.
You gonna be up at Section 7 at all this weekend?
I'm gonna be there on Saturday. I'm going Saturday.
Awesome.
Friday. I'm closing Friday. I'm gonna get there for the Liberty games.
I'm gonna be over there Friday. I have a coach's wristband, so I can go down there whenever.
Nice. That's clutch. I'm at the Buckwood. I'm at the Atwood. Give me one of those.
When does Liberty play?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look at the schedule. Another 2 games on Saturday. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It depends if they win their game on Friday.
I'll figure that out. I'm sure they posted it somewhere, their schedule.
Yeah, I know Coach Wood did.
Oh, yeah, here it is. They play Friday at 3:45. If they win, they play at 11:45 in the morning on Saturday. If they lose, they play at 9:15 in the morning. Either way, they'll play in the morning on Saturday and then at 6 on Saturday.
Dope. Yeah, one of my coworkers wanted my shift on Saturday, so I gave it to him. Taking the day off.
Are they good this year, Liberty?
Yeah, they're really fucking good. Really good.
I asked because I didn't know if they still were without big fella.
Yeah, they brought in a kid from Paradise Honors. I coached him on their Factory 16s. I mean, this kid's fucking good, bro. If he grows, he'll be a Division 1 kid. I
Awesome.
think he's gonna be a junior this year. But then Jackson Hunter's nice, and they're bringing back some guys with some experience that have some experience now, so it should be pretty good. I'm gonna be with them a lot this year. Get some boys right. Went back-to-back titles, 6-8 and Open. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely go catch their game Friday. I will be up there Saturday, but I work, so.
I'm gonna get anything this morning.
Good question.
Some of these other pairs look like everything is just ugly today. Hold on. Talk to me. Talk to me about how you guys deal with lessons. And Rocket, come on, man. What you barking for? Just walk to me how you guys deal with lessons and just really like for me it's just having a short-term memory, you know what I'm saying? And but I feel like it's not just lessons where that is prevalent, but specifically, you know, we've all lost some money, blown accounts, you know, made really bad trading errors.
A few.
You know,
I had quite a bit.
But we're still here.
I think it goes back to what we talked about on Tuesday. And you know, this is where I've done a lot of work, and when it comes to lessons, it's very, you know, pertinent. But how are we gauging our success? You know, yeah, like on a technical, you know, basis, we win and we lose trades. I'll say the L word here just for the sake of disparity. So we win and we lose trades. You know, the lessons that we draw, the lessons that we can learn either way the trade goes, win or lose, are substantial depending on how we're framing, you know, our success. So if we're, you know, winning all of our trades and just purely winning all of our trades is, you know, successful, then we're not really learning much, you know. But if we're, you know, if we take ownership of actually learning lessons when we win, yeah, but then especially when when we take the loss on the trade. I'm trying to put all my thoughts together here, so I'm rambling a little bit, tossing out word salad, but I think it comes down to just being level-headed, understanding the long game. If you take a lesson on the trade, understanding what you did wrong, making the necessary adjustment. But most of the time, it's just understanding that we're going to lose trades. There's not one single trade in the world that goes perfect or even close to perfect. This is, to me, trading is a lot like, shooting spot up threes. You have you can get hot, you can get in a rhythm, but there's some days where you're just not seeing that orange circle like you usually do, like where your jumper just feels off, or your arms a little sore, your legs are tired, so you have to kind of calculate, how to adjust, depending on how you feel, depending on what's ailing. Yeah, one of the biggest things for me is just understand that everyone's gonna take lessons. We don't have to stray from the strategy. Stay consistent, stay to the principles, and over time, we'll get there. It's certainly a journey, not a sprint by any means.
No, I feel that. Taking
I want to frame that. I want to articulate on that a little bit better, but I'm gonna think about that before I do.
Yeah, no, that's exactly why I kind of related it to the short term memory type of mindset. Because even when it's going well, like it could go wrong quickly. Like you could win 10 trades in a row, and then whatever the case may be, whatever the reason is, lose 5 trades right in a row right after that. And if you're kind of having that, if you're really holding on to each and every trade, no matter if it's profitable, no matter if it's a L you take, I think you can get lost in kind of your success, quote unquote, if we're winning trades, if that's what people deem success as, or you can get lost in the losses. When sometimes most of the time, I feel like those losses, those lessons are put in place to pull us out of somewhere. So having that short-term memory for me is honestly what has helped me in my trading. Like freaking be doing fantastic, right? And then I'll take one trade that actually removes all progress I made, and that's happened a handful of times. And I feel like I've never allowed any bad result in trading to affect how I approach trading and how I will approach trading and will continue to approach trading. And so just kind of being removed from the results. But I don't think I would be able to have that mindset if I didn't have the short-term memory type of thinking. But like you said, it's a long game, and I understand that as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there's definitely work that has to be put in, and being able to understand and break down your trade positions and figure out what went wrong, if anything went wrong, if the market was just being the market and turned against you. Like I said, going back to just ownership, looking back at these positions and just really determining what happened. It could be a 5-minute exercise, 15, 20-minute exercise, but I think once we can determine what the factors that are in play when it comes to us executing in any individual trade position, us understanding that those is important.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good. Just in terms of managing lessons, balancing the emotions that lessons put onto us. It's very, very important when it comes to this game. Marcus, what are the if you had to pick three things, three of your biggest lessons so far, and it could be maybe don't include anything like technical as far as you got better at understanding supply and demand, you got better at marking up your chart, nothing like that. What are some of like the three big lessons that trading as a whole has taught you?
I would say, first of all, risk management. I think risk management is definitely a big thing that trading has taught me. Just because as we started off, this thing probably just a little over a year ago. Like we were joking about the other day with our lot sizes and whatnot. But the reason that our lot size, I feel like my lot size personally was so large then, was just because of the profits that I saw from it. And but on hindsight of things, it wasn't a sustainable way to grow, my account. And just because I had no availability for price to not go in the direction of my trade. So anytime price wasn't going the way I thought it was or the way I saw it going, I didn't have much time to allow it to do that before I started to see it affect my account. And but on the other side, it took me a while to kind of just deal with the fact that I don't need to be risking this much with this size account. Like no matter if it was a paper account or not, like no matter what my trading situation was, risk management definitely is a major one for me. And I think it's something that I've actually translated into just taking more care of my finances, just like my personal life, like not spending my money on certain things that are just kind of pointless. Whether it's that it could be a cup of coffee from Dutch Bros, like something like that, rather than just making coffee. And it may sound like cliche or silly, but I think understanding like money with trading is why I say that's one of the major things that I've learned, just risk management through trading. Another one I would say is being able to not engage in trading is kind of something that I've learned as well, which kind of falls into trading plan. Literally every time that I've kind of acted outside of my normal trading hours, after I've set them, after I've told myself, I'm only going to trade this window. Anytime I've acted outside of that, it's I've learned a lesson. Like I'm probably like 15% in terms of win ratio, when I'm normally somewhere around 70% win ratio, when I'm sticking to my strategy, to the T. And And I feel like that what that's taught me is just being able to be patient, like being not needing to find every opportunity that the market provides that entire day, um, which is honestly hard sometimes, just because like I feel like we're kind of this we're all the same. Like we love trading, like it's enjoyable in a way, but just knowing when to engage and when not to engage, man, is I think is really important. Because then we don't have to deal with certain lessons that are solely just market based. Like that lesson only happened because we didn't really study that time of the chart and that market session to where, and it might be not, it might be something that we can't even pull the lesson from because we wouldn't even know why it happened. Which brings you back to your point a little bit earlier about just being able to figure out why we lose trades, why we win trades, how we keep the same blueprint for success and whatnot. So I would start off with saying those two things: risk management, just knowing when to engage, when not to engage, and then the third thing. Let's say I would say the third thing is just being decisive. Like what I've figured out when it comes to trading is the longer you think, the worse that execution is probably going to end up being. The longer you sit there and think about, damn, should I enter this? Should I enter this? Or is this what I'm looking for? Should I enter this? The longer we sit and do that, the more likely it's probably either a bad entry you shouldn't be entering, you've missed the entry point, right? Your emotions are in it in a negative way, like they're affecting your entry. Because indecision kills, man, and especially when we're scalping, like we could get exactly what we wanted for on one candle, and then the next candle it not look the same way, even though they're not very far off in time frame. Now our perspective has just completely shifted this trade because of just one candle. So I would leave it at those three things: risk management, being able to understand when to engage, when not to engage, and just being decisive. And like I said, that's something. That last one is definitely something that has been able to. I've just been able to translate into just my personal life, like not procrastinating. Just saying I'm going to do something and at that moment doing it. Just being really decisive in my decision making. So I would leave you with those three.
It's fire. I like all three of those. And while you're talking while you're talking about that, I wrote down the time. I really want to get some of these little stints time stamped for that we can place on the YouTube live that gets uploaded to YouTube, the live stream that gets uploaded to YouTube, and throwing timestamps because that's fire, dude. I got one, risk management, and I wrote a subnote under that: caring for finances and understanding. Excuse me, and understanding money. I think being able to understand all the ways in which we can manage our risk, because we could come up with a list, but there's probably 10 different things we can do as traders to help manage our risk. And I think over time we become keen to more and more of them. There's different ways we manage our risk. In being resolved and knowing you have a good understanding of your risk management, it gives you so much confidence when it comes to executing your trades. And to tie in, the caring for your finances aspect of it, and understanding your money, and risk management really is just you caring for your account, caring for your money, making sure that it's not at risk. Um, and then that definitely for me as well, it translates to, when I'm when I'm somewhere, it's a lot easier for me to make the decision to, like, damn, I don't gotta spend, $20 at Circle K buying this, that, what have you. I don't gotta buy, you know, the large coffee, the fancy latte or whatever, that type of thing. I think that definitely translates over to, my personal finances and kind of how I go about my everyday life. So I think that's definitely substantial. There's something definitely to that. And then next, your second point there, being able to not engage in trading, patience. And then I put a little side note: the market isn't going anywhere. And I think, I love the word eagerness when it comes to just the forex market. Or enticing. It's enticing, making us eager to trade and execute trade positions. Being able to not engage in your trading and staying patient come down to your trade plan, and making sure that you're one with your trade plan and your trade plan and you feel confident in your trade plan. Because a lack of confidence in your trade plan or a lack of having a trade plan in general will certainly have you trading in times you're not used to be trading, times you're not comfortable trading, executing plays that you're not too comfortable executing on. So not being able to not engage in the market, being able to stay patient, and wait for your plays, wait for your entries, stick to your time zones. I think that's vitally important as well. And then your third one, decisiveness. Indecisiveness kills. You said it perfect. You said it perfect. Indecisiveness kills. In life and in trading. One thing that I'll throw on there that kind of ties all this in, as far as things that I've learned from trading, is just how relatable the concepts in trading, how relatable the emotional querying that takes place is to real life. When it comes to decisiveness in particular, when it comes to when we see a play, us being confident in our trade plan, us knowing the entries, we have to be decisive to make that entry. Like you said, Marcus, it could be a minute later, 2 minutes later, where it just might not look the same. It might just kind of fog things up a little bit, cause us to be even more indecisive from that point on. I think being decisive in our trades and being okay with the outcome, understanding that this could be a losing trade and I could have to learn from this and get back to the drawing board and see what I did wrong, and then being appreciative and resolved when it's a winning trade. But I really like those three things, though. I really like those three things. It's definitely three things that I can relate to as far as things I've learned and gained from trading.
Super fire. Baby girl woke up, so I'm just changing a diaper.
Diaper.
Daddy duties.
Daddy duties. I remember when I was, I think when I was, how old was I? I must have been pretty fucking young, bro. This is when me and my brothers were young. It was like one of my first kind of memories that I can think of right now, at least. But my parents like went off like to go do something real quick. My older brother was probably 9 at the time. Yeah, probably like 9 at the time. I was probably like 6. I'll go 8, 5. My little brother was little. He's probably 2 or 3. And my little brother, we had to change his diaper, change my little brother's diaper. Me and my older brother, my parents like showed us how and stuff. But yeah, that is the only diaper I've ever changed in my life. So, I can say I can always say about my little brother, I've changed his diaper, even though I was a little toddler myself.
I've been raising you since I was changing your diaper.
Literally.
And little bit better, a little stronger candles here on XAU. See what happens here. Bullish candles. It could be a nice little play for us here.
How's the dollar look? I'm seeing dollar.
Still not much movement. Still not much movement. Most recent candle is a bearish candle, but not anything significant. Some sellers volume coming in on our Bloom 3 on the DXY.
Here we go. Might be getting something coming in.
One thing I think about pretty often, actually, thinking about my story of my little brother, and just when I think about past memories, and whenever I think about something like that, or something pops in my head that's happened a long time ago. I try and do my best to really cherish those thoughts in that moment, because that could be the very last time you ever think about that. That could be the very last time that memory is ever jogged in your brain. The thought of neural development and what we decide to hold on to and what escapes us, what's able to come back, what we're able to pull back frontal, it's crazy. Because there'll be some things and I'll be like, how the fuck am I thinking about this? How do I remember this? And I'll just be there, I'm like, damn, like, yeah, this is something that's just so kind of such a small moment in time in my past. This could be the very last time I ever think about this. That kind of boggles my mind.
Nah, that's real.
Crazy.
That's real. I feel like we all definitely have those thoughts like daily. We'll remember something just like really, really, really random. It's just like it is over. Damn, that's actually crazy. Now you got me sitting here trying to get random thoughts to pop in my brain.
I noticed that when when a bunch of our old teammates came back in town a few months ago, or a month for graduation, or a month ago, whenever it was.
I entered a vibe, by the way. Just before you.
And we were just sitting outside, just bringing up memories and stuff, and like next you know, we're all remembering these things from years ago that I probably would have never thought about again if it weren't for like us just sitting back and kicking it, thinking about memories. They're bringing up things that the smallest little memories, but at the time were like, fun activities or funny moments. And I thought about that, like, man, I would have never remembered that if it weren't for them, or just thinking about it now.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's the shit I think about often.
this.
Where'd you get in
I
at, Marcus?
like this buy entry a lot. 23, 43, 90. So I got in 23, 43. I got in right there. Stop loss. I'll take it to this most recent low. It's 5-minute decision making zone. So 60 pips stop roughly right now for me. You know, I'll take it. Like I said, I want to see it. I like just judging, thinking about the fact that we haven't got a lot of movement today. Banking holiday yesterday. I don't remember how the movement was on Monday. Or let me see, today's Thursday. So I don't remember how the movement was on Tuesday. Monday, I did not take any trades. And just what we know about gold, like I just showed it this morning on Baby Pips, right? Like gold moves roughly the last 7 days, it's moved at least 600 pips in the morning, whether that's 100 in one direction, 200 in the next, 300 in the next, altogether 600 pips during this session. I like price filling this entire area of imbalance. Like it's about 250 pips worth. Do I need all 250? No. So I would actually take this about halfway and call it 23.59. I'll take this trade too. So about a 2-to-1 right now. I'm looking at on this trade. 0.1 lot. At most, I'm looking to learn about $6 from this trade. Ideal scenario, I gain about 15. I'm sorry. Let's go get it. Okay?
There it goes.
Going bullish.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's since you brought that up with the memories queue, it's funny because I think about that with I think about that in terms of like how I used to be when I was a kid. Like I wonder how I was when I was. Oh, hold on. If you start crying, y'all can mute me. She just getting a bottle made, so she was slapping in the third.
Yeah. My mom was laughing. I was playing one of your audios in the living room yesterday. My mom was giggling. She heard that little Colette crying in the background.
This is one of the
Mom's
sound
like a
effects
hawk when it comes to yeah.
No, but I was thinking like, damn, like I wonder how I was when I was a baby. Like, damn, I was this small before one. Like, could only communicate through sounds. Like you said about the neural development, just development and as a whole is just it's very like artistic in a way. Like it's very just beautiful. What would you like, Rocket?
Definitely. Yeah, neural development is one of the most interesting things, for me to kind of look into, research. But finally, because yeah, like it's like obviously, we're all human, we're all human beings. Naturally, we more or less kind of develop the same. But everyone's so different. Everyone was raised in such different conditions. And we know just how much, our living condition and our, who's around us, how much that affects us in our development, as we grow. Yeah, what I took, I forget what the name of the class was. It was one of my upper division liberal arts classes. We talked a lot about like family systems, and how your family system affects your development. It's kind of crazy, and this is something that's studied a lot when it comes to like serial killers and crazed people. But it's also like it doesn't like that's not something you can just look at for those type of people. You can look at the family systems of everybody and determine what factors cause impact in kids' lives. I forget the name of the movie, but there's a movie that just kind of walked through the life. It was kind of a boring movie because there wasn't a lot of action, but it just kind of it walked through the development of this little girl in a family who, her father was an alcoholic. Her parents were married, but her father was alcoholic. He kind of beat on the kids, beat on the wife. Older sister was kind of into some stuff. Younger brother was kind of following his dad's footsteps, turned to alcohol, kind of bad childhood. She turned to drugs eventually. But it just kind of walked through her life, and it walked through the family system of that family. So we'll call it the Jones family. And the Jones family is not unlike many families today. There's just so many factors that are out there that affect us. My biggest takeaway when I think about family systems and how people's family systems affect their development, how they grow, their outlook on the world. It makes me just draw empathy with every single person that walks the earth. Every single person, I have empathy for, because I don't know what has happened in their life. That doesn't completely disregard behavior, and I'm not saying criminals should be let loose because we should have empathy for them, but not by any means. But I think there's definitely a respect and a regard that we have to hold for each other as human beings for just making it through life, and dealing with the abusive father, dealing with in other cases your parents getting divorced, or your brother running off to the Navy, or your little brothers get like whatever it is, whatever affects you. But yeah, it just makes me draw empathy with people when I think about that. I don't know if that made sense, but
No, bro, for sure. I feel like just having humility. It's like just having humility for people. I feel like we all go through the same feelings through different experiences. Like we all know how each other feels through the relative experiences we've had. Like it all is the same feeling. We've just all experienced that same feeling in our own way. And some, sometimes people think, oh, maybe I had it worse than you, or you had it worse than me, or like it's never really about who had it worse than the other. But empathizing with each and every situation because they're unique.
They're unique.
Yeah, I'm listening to a podcast right now. One of my favorite podcasts, one of my Huberman originals, with Dr. Imadora Yang. She studies education, neurodevelopment. She's kind of in that field. Dr. Huberman asked her, as we develop, do we experience new emotions as we go through life? And she says, no, we don't experience new emotions. We have, the core, probably 5 to 10, I don't know the exact number, 5 to 10 emotions that we experience every day. But what changes is our feelings towards those emotions. That's what's variable, and that's what develops over time. So the emotions that we feel aren't foreign, but the way we impose and the way we relate. What am I trying to say here? Help me backtrack a little bit. What did I just say?
You were talking about the doctor from the Huberman podcast was just saying that we have our core feelings that we'll have. It'll be like 5 to 10, and those feelings never change, but more those emotions never change, but more our feeling towards those emotions are what develop and what change.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, no, that's spot on. I was gonna say something. Fuck, my brain's a little foggy this morning, but we as humans, we actively impose, our will onto the world. We actively, try and sort through everything that happens through, our own perspective. So naturally, everyone's feelings towards a certain emotion, towards a certain, event that happens will be different. I think that's okay. But where we run into trouble, this was the big point that they were talking about, where we run into trouble is, nowadays, especially on social media, people will only communicate with, people will only have conversations with people that have the same feelings, have the same thoughts, have the same beliefs as them, further ingraining their own beliefs, because it's uncomfortable to be around people and be around thoughts and ideas that oppose yours. This is naturally just uncomfortable. And so we see the two-party system is a perfect embodiment of this. A liberal looks at the conservative side and will do nothing to understand the other side, will do nothing to empathize with the other side, because all that liberal is doing is surrounding themselves with other liberals who have the same liberal thoughts, have the same liberal beliefs and feelings as them, never tapping into the other side and building empathy or understanding of what the other side is talking about and believes. I think if people understood, if people read the research, there's thousands of studies just on genocide. While it's a very morbid, kind of concept, given the right circumstances, and this has been tested, a very popular, test in social science, but pretty much all of us, every single human being, because we're human beings, is capable of genocide, given the right circumstances. So with that said, knowing, given the certain circumstances, we can turn from thinking that, the person next to us is, just another person, flesh and blood. We're basically equal in many different regards, to, then at some point, that same person is not a human, they're less than a human. Here speaking to just the nature of what genocide is. Uh, so I think the more we can, I guess the main point and something that I'm passionate about is, you know, foraging broadly with our ideas, foraging broadly with what we surround ourselves with, the conversations we have, and just be able to parse through both sides of any situation. Um, because nothing good comes from us just being around the same people. There's no development, there's no learning. If we're watching the same, type of YouTube videos, the same news outlets, I really want to push myself and push people to diversify, put themselves in situations that are uncomfortable, learn the other side. And if your mind never it's not to change your mind at all. It's not, that's not the point. The point is to have your belief and be able to parse through your belief and really understand why you have that belief. And you can only understand why you have that belief if you firmly understand the other side. That's what makes your feeling. That's what makes your belief robust and truly meaningful. But yeah, let me get off my. What time is it? My 7 a.m. little soapbox. I was listening to that podcast. I've been listening to that over the last I started yesterday actually. This one I've listened to a handful of times. So it's pretty frontal. So excuse me as I kind of work through those ideas. But learning and development, education, I don't think there's anything more important, particularly when it comes to young people, to our kids. I think we have to get really brave as far as how we decide to educate our kids. In preschool, maybe in kindergarten and first grade, those education systems are almost a model of what education should be like. In preschool, first grades, we're learning how to just make sense of the world. It's not, what does we're not tasked to read a passage and we're asked to answer, what time did Molly leave on Monday to go to the gym, and you have to find that in the passage. Like, there's nothing useful, there's nothing substantial or robust about that activity, or us just having math questions in front of us, math and problems. Like, yeah, it's important to know math, but how does math fit into the context of the world and the context of what that kid actually wants to do? There's schools in New York, and there's a handful of more progressive schools that they give kids these big projects, and through the project they have to essentially learn all the concepts you learn in normal school, but in the context of an actual problem, an actual world problem. And through that process, kids develop their own curiosities, their own intuitions. Those curiosities lead to them wanting to do more research because they're naturally curious about it. They're naturally curious about finding out more about this, even if they have to do math and the kid hates math. But if they have to do math to figure out something that they're truly curious about and passionate about, that math is now going to be robust, and that math is going to be accessible and usable for that kid because it comes from them and not just spat out on a white piece of paper in front of them and they're asked, you have to finish these 50 multiplications problems in 2 minutes. This is ridiculous. So I think we have to get really brave as far as how we approach education. And because
Nah, bro, I love that. Just because, I mean, having Kalea, thankfully, I'm not thinking about education until she's what, you know, 3, 4 years old. Um, and so it gives me a lot of time, but not really, because the days are long, but the years are short. To
Mhm.
figure out exactly how we want to approach education with her and for her. Just because the
Mhm.
more educated I've kind of gotten on, like within myself, like the more I've understood about myself and the deficiencies that I had and have
Mhm.
in the areas that I have them in, and what they're connected to, and just all that type of stuff. Um,
Mhm.
it started in school. Like we spent, majority of our time in school, like
Mhm.
as growing up. Like,
Mhm.
excuse me, but yeah, that's where all of our time was spent. That's where all of our, like you said, intuitions have started, and our
Mhm.
curiosities have began. Kind of pointed us in the direction of, okay, this is what you should be curious about. This is what you shouldn't be curious about. This is like,
Mhm.
and that type of stuff was kind of already cultivated at a very young age, when our brains were still developing, um,
Mhm.
and even, the older I've gotten, it's like, man, I'm understanding, like it's really all about finding out. Like whatever you do, whatever you are seeking and desiring is truly just the process of finding out. Um,
Mhm.
like just finding out what that idea is about, finding out what that
Mhm.
feeling is connected to, finding out,
Mhm.
just literally finding out. So no, I,
Mhm.
I definitely resonate with what you're talking about there. As I'm still in my buy, closing
Mhm.
in on about 100 pips right now. Uh,
I closed my position at 50.
nice.
Um, Took a buy position as well. Um, Closed at 50. We're approaching. I have a 4 hour decision making zone. I mean, there's still room. There's still room. 50 is kind of my marker. Just my trade plan where I'm okay taking profit. I'm
Yeah.
okay taking profit. Anything before that, um, I wouldn't have felt good in the trade position in itself, because I already would have been analyzing that trade position as a lesson. But once I get to that 50 range, um, if there's some turmoil above me, if I'm in a long position, I'm at that point, I'm feeling okay to exit myself from the position. But yeah, good play. That was a good call out there on your part, Marcus. I missed the initial, but you utilized a little bit of movement from the dollar, utilized the volume on Bloom 3 gold. Felt confident. I wasn't late to the party. Um,
Yeah, that's what I'm,
yeah.
I'm that's what I'm looking at right now, as I'm, just like you said, like, and just like, Jerry's always said, we've always talked about, we can never go broke taking profit. So like, you know, as long as it's not out of, I would say, out of fear, because even though FOMO is, I feel like that'd just be a sense of FOMO, like taking your profit out of fear.
Mhm.
But right now, I'm just analyzing this 1 minute Bloom 3 MACD, on the volume. So I do see we are losing buyers volume and getting really far away with that signal line. So I may potentially near an exit here, depending on just how this 1 minute continues to develop.
Mhm.
Okay, for sure.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick.
Yeah, I got this area of imbalance that we're in right now, this orange box. Um, so that's kind of what I'm using as a gauge for why I'm still in this trade. Besides my exit confirmations haven't come in yet, ultimately would just protect the overall development of my money in a trade. Those exit confirmations, you know. But this area of imbalance I'm in, just like I said before the call, I could see this area getting filled completely. I don't need to stay in for the entire process, but I'm gonna see how price wants to continue to react. So we got this 5 minute right here. Lost buyer's volume on that 5 minute chart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna collect my profit. Just because I don't need to sit and wait like for it to move down more. I don't have any type of FOMO of like, oh man, I might miss out on 30 more pips or 50 more pips or 100 more pips. Like if that's the case, there'll be another entry point. But we've already, I got 70 pips on that entry. Pressure. Okay. So nice position there. Now I'm just gonna be watching this 5 minute. I'd like to see price go revisit that conversion line, that purple line. Okay, pressures. Okay. You take any trades today, Jerry?
No, I have not. I don't know why I had to think about that. I have not taken any trades. Considered a few times, but I have not taken one. Thought about taking a buy when you guys entered. I didn't though. I thought about taking a sell a few minutes ago, like 5-10 minutes ago, just due to the relativity. And I was going to trade the retracement a little bit. But just the trading retracement thing would have just been me kind of trying something out because I usually don't trade that.
Yeah.
But I was looking at the relativity and how far we were on the MACD. That's why I considered it. But no, have not. I took 2 trades last night. Got a little bit of profit. Market was moving pretty slow and I was tired. That's why I got out early rather than staying in. I don't know how long I'd be up, but kind of took that into this morning. Just like, got some good trades last night. If I don't love something this morning, chilling. Had a good week. Let's see. 4 for 4 this week. Up $214 on a $3,000 account. So what's 214 divided by 3,000? About 7.1%. I think. Yeah. Seems right. Yeah. Up 7.1% in just 3 days of trading. I would take that every week. If I can increase my account 7% a week, and even 5%, even 3%, I would be a very happy trader.
Nah, bro, 3% a week. Like that's literally any that's what would that be? 3 times 52.
Yeah.
156% a year. Come on, I think I would take that as well. Sounds like a plan. Looks like we're maybe getting some more movement here on the 5 minute. I just don't really like our volume anymore. I don't like when our volume is gray. So I'm gonna deem this as so two things here. If volume stays gray and we stay above the conversion line, I'll like it. And we get some momentum to come in on this 1 minute, I will like it. But ultimately this 5 minute needs to bring back buyer's volume for me to finish taking profit on this imbalance. So there's still another about 170 pips of imbalance that are available here. And I think price is going to fill that entire area today. And I want to profit off of it. So as long as I love the trade, to your point, Jerry, if we don't love it, we don't need to enter.
Yeah.
There's so many freaking trades available. That's
Yeah,
once
I'm in no
again.
rush to take an entry.
No, seriously, and that's literally the benefit of what we do. I think scalping is in in a market where it looks like there's only two trades or one buy, one good trade. There's 9 different entries we can find and take 20 pips from them all, 10 pips from them all, and get our 90 pips that way. It's not always about making a big play and getting that 100 pip run or 90 pip run. It's not about that. If the math is the same, what I'm saying. If you're doing 9-10 pip trades versus 190 pip trade, now the commissions might be a little bit different. You might have to pay a little bit extra in commission because you're taking more trades, but still is gonna equal the same dollars.
Facts.
And we're getting some 1 minute volume to come back in now. One thing I'm noticing is let's see if there is a green dot that comes in here.
I would get in on a dot if we had volume for sure.
The only reason, let me see, come on, ooh, mouse, precious, can you calm down for a second, Rumba, please? Just 1 second. There goes buyer's volume just came back in on this 5 minute, which I really like. Getting the green dot. Green dot came in on the 1 minute.
I like.
We'll take that. I just entered a buy.
I did as well, like a minute ago. Right when that dot came in and our cloud turned upwards.
Like that. Imbalance, this area of imbalance, I want to see it get filled. At least more than it has. It's been filled about, I'd say about 25% so far. If I can get another 25%, that'll be another at least 50 pips. I like the way that looks. Right there. This is why we're patient. we've been on this card and this call chatting it up for the last 2 hours, and then the last 15. Precious. Okay. Last 15, 30 minutes of the call, we get some movement. Can't complain about that.
Nothing that happens. You're getting some bearish movement from the dollar, which I like.
I was just
For
about
this
to look at
position.
dollar. That's perfect.
And dollar's been kind of struggling in its little area, in the area it's at right now, but have some sellers volume coming in.
Yeah, trying to
Made a
squeeze
new
out of there.
recent low in there.
And ultimately, too, just bringing it back to understanding the fundamentals, the economic indicators, not so much necessarily what the folders mean, and like the true details behind it, but just knowing how the results impact the market. Because we're seeing a clear correlation. We got bearish news from the dollar today, news that was bad for the dollar, which on the inverse, we should see gold doing what it is doing. So I like
you said it the other day. Really putting weight to the news, like those big folders, and not just looking at them like 15 or 30 minutes of time where that news folder is going to impact the market. But like understanding like these news folders today, bad for currency. Like it's going to probably affect the dollar for the next couple of days. Not just that small moment in time. I mean, maybe not that long, but certainly, through the session. But looking at the news folders in that light, and not that that will be our sole analysis ever, but those are red folders for a reason, orange folders for a reason. They're gonna impact the market. So this is just weighing that in. I think that's playing a part here. In this kind of area we're trading at right now at this time.
Yeah, just getting that extra insight, right? To why the market may move. Getting a little bit of retracement here. Still like our 5-minute volume though on gold.
I was logging it, but I exited like 2 minutes ago with, let me see, 37 pips profit.
Nice.
36.
With the news, I think I'm gonna take those to like 23.67. This is somewhere around there. We're right on a 4-hour DMZ, but I think with the news, just kind of with the recent trend, I think we'll get up there.
Gonna run to the restroom, boys. Be right back.
I'm gonna take the risk. It's all risky.
Oh, risky.
I love Jim Rohn, bro.
Crazy, amazing.
I love Jim Rohn. It's all risky.
I'll tell you what, it's so risky. You won't make it out alive. He's so good. I would have paid money to see him speaking back in the day, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I really want to develop the confidence and the ability to speak in that fashion.
Yeah, yeah,
Because he's speaking like that because he's so confident in his ability to articulate a message
yeah,
and utilize his change of tone in his voice to cause further impact. Uh, yeah, because I enjoy public speaking now. It's something that frightened me to my core, as a kid, being in front of a crowd. In second grade, me and my brothers were gonna do a little dance routine at a talent show of "I Want You Back" by Jackson 5. And probably an hour before we were supposed to get on, I turned to mom. Mom, I can't do it. This is I'm not getting on that stage. Stage fright. For a long time as a kid, I was really really shy, particularly in front of large groups. And one thing I'll kind of attribute to my time being a Jehovah's Witness, kind of my experience through that. We had to once you kind of developed and kind of grew, you do Bible readings in front of the congregation at the meetings, and so that kind of helped me because you'd have a talk, as they'd say, but it'd really just be like a Bible reading, um, and then you talk in front of the congregation. And nowadays, not involved in that anymore. But whenever I have a presentation in class or anything like that, I thoroughly enjoy it. I enjoy speaking, but to do it like Jim Rohn does it, to like just really like just punch it home,
yeah.
that's something that I aspire to be. I feel like that'd be dope.
Yeah, it's like there's never a moment in his speech where he has that sense of in his mind like, damn, like, did I say something that just made sense just now?
Hmm.
Or like,
Hmm.
damn, I just was throwing out a bunch of, as you were saying earlier, word salad, and then I wonder if they actually grabbed onto that thought. I know that's not going through his brain that when he's giving those speeches.
Yeah, what I
So
noticed, and this is and one thing I need to focus on. And actually, I'm gonna write this down because I thought about this probably about a week ago, but I kind of lost on me. But like just being patient when you speak, and not
mm,
having to rush from sentence to sentence. Like
mm,
Jim Rohn's very good at. I feel like he's very very good at being patient, controlling the tempo
mm,
of what he's saying, which it allows him to kind of collect his thoughts as he's articulating what he's seeing or what he's um it's allowing him to think and process while he's speaking.
yeah,
Because I feel like for me, like I'll just kind of get going and talking, and then my mind is still like 30 seconds ago trying to process and kind of move the conversation forward and tie what I said a minute ago to what I'm saying now and what
mm,
I'll say in a minute from now. And I think kind of slowing the way you speak, slowing your delivery, controlling, being conscious of your tempo kind of helps you. It's almost like a halting tactic, to allow your brain to just kind of keep up. Because man, there's sometimes like I'll be lost, especially recently. I feel like I'll just like lose. I'll lose. I won't like lose what I'm talking about, but I'll lose how I'm tying into what I'm speaking about now to what I was talking about five
yeah,
minutes ago or 2 minutes ago. It doesn't happen that often, and most of the time I'm very like I have a really good memory, but just every now and then that'll come and get me. But that's the thing,
yeah.
the patience. I'm glad I just thought of that.
I like that.
How's your guys' trading week been? Are we up in the counts or?
Yeah, that was the trade that I just took was actually the first trade I've taken all week.
Oh, really?
Oh, actually, that's a lot. I took a trade. Did I take a trade yesterday? Hold on. I'm pretty sure it was the first trade I took in that week. I did not trade yesterday. Yeah, I didn't trade yesterday. I didn't trade. Let me see. I took a trade on Monday. What's the date? Today's the 19th, right? Today's the 20th. Yeah, the last trade I took was a week ago. Before. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm lying. The 18th. So on Monday. Oh, yeah. I remember this day. Or Tuesday. Yeah. I am up on a week. I am up. Let's see.
Damn, look at that candle. Just shot back up.
Oh yeah, I'm in that too.
Mhm.
I took 5
Yeah, well,
trades on the week.
I'm really like my fault. I'm really liking this what I'm seeing from the dollar. Even though I'm not seeing like immediate bearish action, I see bearish structure, which is nice. But on my USD ZAR, I see strong bearish action. So, why I like it on USD ZAR is because I'm relating the news to that. So I'm seeing that the news has impacted one of my USD pairs. So it will impact the dollar, right? Eventually on this chart. But you said you're 4 for 4, 5 for 5 on the week. You're
5 for 5.
5 for 5. I am 3 for 5, and I'm up. So that was 40 pips I lost. 40 pips I gained. I'm up 72 pips.
Awesome.
72.
I'm 5 for 5 and up 12.3% on my account this week
Nice.
thus far. Let me see how many pips I'm up. My log. Up 85 pips this week. Oh, no.
Nice.
74 pips. So I'm averaging about 15 pips per trade profit.
What are you? What's your risk per trade? Roughly. Pressures.
I don't know. I don't have a set pip amount that I'm going to or stop loss. I just follow my X confirmation, and then whenever I honestly just feel like it, as far as my trade, whenever we're losing volume, I'll exit, or if we're approaching a decision-making zone, I'll exit.
Can't be 5 for 5 though. 100%. 100%.
I'm up 5%, 5% on the week, 3 for 4, not including this current position that I'm in. Currently in profit. I'm counting the pips at the moment.
This is why I like doing the 0.1 lot size, because I can just count the dollars.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, I know my relative pip account.
No, that's nice. But okay, so I think I could just No, that would make sense.
You're on a MT5 still, Jerry, right?
Yeah.
Lucky.
I'll be switching over shortly.
The good
Because
old
when
days,
I'm
man.
about to go live, I'll make a demo on TradeLocker and get used to it for a week, and then
Stop, pressure.
supposed to go live this week. I just didn't. I wanted to trade on a demo a little bit longer.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend some demo entries on TradeLocker before you go live, because I've done some dumb shit. I've done some dumb shit on this platform on my live account.
Are you still trading on live right now?
It costed me an account back in the day, back when I first got going on it.
Oh yeah, bro, I remember that.
That was
You
rough,
said what, Jerry?
bro.
I said, are you on live right now or are you on demo?
No, I'm on a live account. I got like I threw in like a couple $100 to a live account.
Yeah. As soon as I submit these dental school applications, I'm my next move, whatever cash I got left. Obviously without exhausting my means and what I have to live off of, but that's my live account day. Once I hopefully by tomorrow, I'll have everything to submit, but we'll see. Probably next week, early mid next week.
Live account day is a great day.
Live account day is a great day. Man, I just feel so good about where I'm at as far as my risk management and understanding that. Probably above all else when it comes to having a live account. Because like we just manage this one live account, bro, and we don't make mistakes, and we just grow it over time. Fuck, bro. In a year from now, we'll be laughing because our accounts will be 1.2, 1.3 million. And so I really want us to kind of hold each other like to these live accounts, and let's grow these bitches. Let's not make mistakes.
No facts.
Let's do it. Let's get these these daily percentages. Make it happen.
Yeah, maybe we should even like I'd be down to even like back test not just like random trades, but our entries from that week. I think that'd be valuable for us to see different insights of entries. What was that? But no, it's literally all about risk, and like you said, in 1 year that $300 account, $500 account, north of 6 figures. It's like that's just the way the money works. As long as we know how to work it.
It's already 7:40. I had no idea.
I'm gonna watch this trade position for the next probably 5 minutes.
Could get another potential entry.
Getting up there on the 5 though, relativity wise. But yeah. I see some another bearish push from the dollar. Get us out of this DMZ.
Yeah, I'm just analyzing this 5-minute gold chart. We are losing volume on the 5-minute gold chart, but that can turn quickly. Precious.
Right.
Okay, back. Yeah, but like you said, if we can just get some momentum from that dollar, we'll be good. I think we're in a good spot of our imbalance to where price is already kind of committed to buying through this. Buyers have already
Yeah.
committed to filling this imbalance. There's another folder at 8 in a oil folder, but there's a yellow folder. I still haven't been able to kind of get a grasp of. I mean, I've seen it not affect the market. I've seen it affect the market, but I can't. I just haven't been able to get a grasp of it. Just on the frequency of how it affects the market.
Yeah.
We're gonna get together today around
I'm
3:30.
taking I'm taking a full close right here. Just took a full close at 30. This is relativity and volume kind of right here, but like I
On this
do
five,
love the
huh?
idea. What you said though, it feels like it's already kind of committed to feeling this. But fuck, I'm just gonna take that. And possibly observe through the rest of this session overlap and just
You
see.
can never go broke taking profit, man. Never go broke taking profit.
Yeah, I don't mind
that's
30 there.
The volume is trying to creep back in here.
Yeah, and volume could be coming in on the 1. Yeah, I could kick myself for that later, but I'll secure that.
STV.
But yeah, sorry I cut you off. I just wanted to talk about that.
You good? I don't remember what I said. Oh, we
Yeah,
we getting together today? 3:30 or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably. Yeah.
You said what?
What do we want to? How do we want to approach the meeting? God, look at this. It's moving so beautiful. Do we want? So I was thinking we could either each come to the meeting each with a couple of tasks that we're gonna work on, and we just kind of sit there and we throw some jazz on and just work and grind out work. Or do we want to kind of collaborate over ideas and kind of have a lot of discourse, or we could do a little bit of both?
Yeah, I like doing a little bit of both. Maybe you start with 2 and working in 1.
Sounds good to me. It's gonna be up on at 3:30. Get some work done.
Yeah, I'll text you guys like 15 minutes before 3. Or like 3:30, just because I'm gonna put her down. I'll time it to where I just put her down right before we get on, but it may be 3:45, 3:30, 4.
Yeah.
So like that's why I'm gonna give an update as we get closer to that time.
Sounds good. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna work for 3 hours total. Probably 3:30, 6:30. Yeah, get on with the night. But, all right, folks. I'll chat with you boys later.
Eish.
Slide off here.
I'm gonna stay on. I'm stay on this trade. I'll stay on until I close this position right here. So I forgot we had Liddy on the call still. Joe, thanks Joe for watching. Justin, thanks for joining. Price here on this. Like he was talking about, relativity is what we're talking about right now in this 5-minute relativity of how far this green line is away from our midline here. But what we're talking about was the potential commitment buyers already have to filling this orange box. This orange box is imbalance. Imbalance is inefficient price action, and it was generated in this moment. The reason it's here, it was generated by sellers. So in order for that to be removed and Precious. And for there to not be an inefficiency in price action at that level, buyers have to buy through that level. And so since we're already, 50% into this level, I think we're just gonna fill this entire area. So about 367 is where I might take profit set. I'm put my little girl to sleep. That's the beauty of doing this though. Like, I don't gotta send my little girl off anywhere or anything like that. I can sit here, kind of multitask, not feel overwhelmed in my brain. We're not really supposed to multitask as humans. I wish I had my neuroscience mates on here, to help me talk neurochemistry. But I know multitasking isn't the best, but I think in this light, how I'm doing it is a little different, because I'm really an observer this entire time until I decide to execute. And then when I execute, I'm back to being an observer. So thankfully, my baby girl doesn't give me too much trouble. I probably give her more trouble than she gives me. But no, that's the beautiful thing about doing this. I'm in the comfort of my home, right? Comfort in my own clothes. I got my snacks. But yeah. Talked about some good stuff today. Some great takeaways. Great things for me to even ponder on further. But just always want to drive home the development that is available in trading. I truly don't think there's another craft like it that develops the mind, that forces development on the mind, and doesn't pollute other areas of your development, right? And athletes kind of get the picture. I feel like trading is really close to being any type of professional athlete, just because what the mind goes through to be a professional athlete and to consistently produce and perform. I think there's a lot of similarities. Of course, preparation, is an important one as well. Professional athletes, they understand preparation, and that is what's required here. Like we don't get on the market and prepare. We are prepared by the time we get on the market through our trading plan, through our trading psychology, right? Really those two things every time before we get on the market, we're prepared. Whether you don't even do any TA, any technical analysis the night before, which I do recommend. I recommend always at least taking a peek at the chart, having an idea of what you want to see price do, so that when you go and look at it in the morning, you can kind of get a gauge on what price has done based on what you thought it would do, right? And so you're kind of having a development in your perspective. You have one perspective one night, and then you see how that perspective develops over the night. You wake up and then you perceive again. Um, so I do recommend at least taking a peek. It doesn't have to be an intensified markup or anything like that, but just simply taking a peek. Like me, I look for imbalance, decision-making zones, and liquidity. So it takes me a few minutes to locate those points. I usually like to use higher time frames, anything above the 1 hour, honestly. 8 hours is my money time frame in terms of getting that perspective that I'm looking for, that big picture perspective. 8 hours, my money time frame for that. But yeah, I recommend at least just viewing that 8 hour. That's what I'll do. Go to the 8 hour, find imbalance, whether it's on the side of buyers or side of sellers, or find that liquidity, whether it's on the side of buyers or side of sellers. Find my decision making zones. Um, I would say decision making zones are one of the important ones as well, because so say the night before I'm trading, like let's say last night, I opened up my chart and I saw price kind of staggered on a decision making zone, right? I can use that as a gauge, right? So that when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, how far away has price moved away from this decision making zone? Has it decided to make a move yet? That's ultimately what I'm perceiving. Has it made its decision yet? It was at a decision making zone when I saw it. Has it made a decision yet? Has sellers made a decision? Have buyers made a decision yet? Right, and I'm able to gauge that. So that's probably the main one I would say is the most valuable one to mark up overnight, to kind of have a gauge on, so you can see what happened throughout the night when you're not looking at price. You can do that with imbalance and liquidity too, but that's something you can mark up in the moment. Just based on how the candle structure is, you can find where the imbalance was or is currently, or you can, like I said, was based on where it was overnight, and price filled that area. And then same with liquidity. You can see based on where price moved, and where the liquidity lies, or where the liquidity was swept and where there's no more liquidity at that level. But I like decision making zones. Just like I said, it just gives me a really clear idea. Okay, has price done anything? Has price done anything? And so price is near my TP here. Let's see, about 20 pips away from my TP. I don't need to necessarily have it hit my TP. I want it to. I'm really just playing price right now. When it starts to show me some signs of struggle, let's actually, I'm gonna say, let me see where this price is at. 23.55.82. Yeah, I don't want to. That'll be all my profits. I don't want to see it get by that conversion line. Let's go to this 1 minute. Okay, this is better. So I can use this. The reason why I like this conversion line is I can use this conversion line as a point of exit, as a point of take profit, right? So this conversion line, this purple line. So how this line is generated is it takes the previous 9 candlesticks. So whatever time frame you're viewing, it's going to take the previous 9 candlesticks, right? And then it creates a midpoint, right? And so anytime price is above this conversion line, what is that saying? That's saying buyers are dominating price. Bullish, that means price is bullish. Buyers are in control. Buyers are dominating price. That's why when price is above that line, I like entries, based on other market conditions, of course, but ultimately price has to be above that line for me to even consider entering. So just on the other side of that, for me to consider an exit, I like to, especially when I'm in profit, right? And I want to maximize my profit. Max profit potential is what I like to call it. right? We wanna take, not being greedy, but we want to take as much as we can from the market. You know what I'm saying? Based on our principles, right? And so max profit potential, this conversion line allows me to get max profit. As we're seeing on my we saw on my 5 minute, I was going to utilize it, but what would that have done? Down at this level, 23.56 and some change, it would bring me almost right back to my entry point, right? 23.56 and some change. That'd bring me right almost back to my entry point. So I would forfeit basically 80 pips. Right now I'm an 80 pip profit, right? And I don't want to have to forfeit 80. I'll forfeit 40 if I had to, right? Because that's gonna put me in profit. That's still, over 2.5% on my account, right? Even if I get 40 pips on this one trade, right? But how can I get max profit potential, right? So instead of me using the 5 minute, which I can trust this 5 minute a lot. Like if I really wanted to, I could trust it, and wait till my exit confirmation hits on my 5 minute. But like I said, we were talking about earlier, you can never go broke taking profit. There are hundreds and hundreds of trades available, definitely each year. I would say even from a scalping standpoint, each month, right? At least 100 trades available each month, right? And so I don't necessarily need to. I don't need to get the ultimate highest, most, from my trade. From my trade, I don't. But I do want to maximize my position, right? I took an entry that was a clean entry, and I was able to get it into an 80 pip profit. So it's like, how can I get the most out of my trade? And like I said, this orange box is something that I felt like buyers are already committed to filling, just for what we know about imbalance, right? It's something that is really enjoyable to watch when you're back testing, honestly. Especially on those higher time frames, just because it's a lot easier, it's a lot cleaner to find on the higher time frames, and the price action is cleaner, so you can really see that imbalance get filled, even if it's over time. Like a week will go by on that imbalance, and then all of a sudden you'll start to see it fill that area, and then it'll literally take a wick right to that area, fill it, and head the other direction. As price is about to hit my take profit, boom, price just hit my take profit. Position just closed as price got to that level there. So I just secured another 100 pips. It was just below 100 actually. It was about, let's see. Yeah, it was just below 100. It was 99, 99.9. So 99.9 pips I secured there. And now I'm good. I won't re-enter. I won't take another trade today. I don't need to. I profited, 160 pips today on gold this morning. Two buy entries, 2 clean entries. And the reason why it's enticing to want to keep trading, but you just have to understand the market and the probabilistic mannerisms the market has, and prices already moved over about 260 pips this morning. And so just thinking of impulse and correction type of moves. So impulse is the big move, correction is the correctional move against that big move. And so does that mean this, since price has already moved 260 pips, it can't go higher? No, it can definitely go higher. I still believe it's going to fill this area of imbalance, right? There's just about 35 pips that I didn't get from it, right? So we snagged basically 80% of this imbalance. We were able to profit within that area, but it brings us back to what we were talking about earlier: being able to understand when to engage, when to not engage. Having patience, understanding it's a long game, having short-term memory, right? Why am I saying that right now? Because I just profited, right? 2 clean entries, decisive about them, liked them, confirmed my analysis on my dollar, on my news, on my 8 hour, on my 5 minute, on my 1 minute, like everything, follow my trading plan to a T, right? And it would be very easy to try to find another way to take an entry and find another way to profit, because of maybe overconfidence, right? But that's where the short-term memory comes in. I'm not even gonna gloat or soak in the profit I made in the trade I took, because that can pollute our next decision that we make. And we can say, oh, we did this, you know what I'm saying? And we can try to make excuses and find little, loopholes to not following our trading plan. And then we learn a lesson and we take an L, right? And then that's when the trading psychology starts to go to work. That's what's so important about this. The trading psychology, understanding money, right? Understanding yourself, right? So that's pretty much all I got right there. I wanted to stay on to my position filled, which it did. It took my profit. So this is where I'm at on the week. This is including last week. So this $25 L is actually from last week, as you see right there, 613. So if we're just taking this week, I kind of don't like this part about TradeLocker, and I don't like that it doesn't let me customize like which dates to start my week from. Which shout out MetaTrader, even though MetaTrader is no longer right now, especially in the US. But shout out TradeLocker, man. Love this platform. I know as they develop, they'll make little updates and whatnot. They already do now. They do great. Honestly, I really, really, really enjoy this platform very, very much. It's clean. It's easy to read. It's easy to use. There's a lot of functions, right? A lot of bells and whistles. A lot more evolved and developed than MetaTrader, which I can see TradeLocker being the primary trading source for execution and whatnot in years to come. But if we just take a look at my day so far, this is my day. So this looks a lot better than my week, because my week is actually a lie, because that's not my week. But this is my day so far. But if we look at, like I said, the last week, I'm down $8, right? No biggie, man. We'll get it back. But yeah, night and day difference, honestly, for myself. Just from my mindset earlier on in this week, and just taking a few poor injuries, and but that comes with it. Comes with the game. So yeah, secured about 170 pips today, $17. So our percentage gain today was 6%. So 6% on my account today. My goal each day is 1%. 1% each day is my goal. Why is that my goal? Because if I can hit my goal each day I trade, we know there's 260 trading days in a year. We also know that I may not trade every single day, but if I can hit my goal of 1% each day on my account, right? So every time my account grows, I'm taking 1% of that, right? I'm gonna make over 100%, right? In at minimum a year, right? But why am I starting with that type of mindset? Because everything above 1% is a win. 1% and above is a win for me, right? So I think it takes the pressure off of me, right? Instead of saying, oh, let me get 5% a day or 5% of, let me get 10% a week. I'll just say 1% a day. Just 1% a day, and we're good. And let's say you trade every single day, right? 1% a day. Every day you might not get 1%. But understanding, if I get 1% a day, some days I may get 6%, right? Now tomorrow, let's say it's negative 1% tomorrow. I don't trade on Fridays, by the way. So I won't be trading tomorrow. But let's say I get
negative 1% tomorrow. I'm still up 5%. Right? Let's say next week I go for 1%. I get my 1%. The next day I lose 3%. I'm still up 3%. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've still progressed, right? So progression, consistent progression is the goal. But yeah, I'm gonna stop blabbling. We've been on this call for, about 3 hours now. Live trading call number 231 on Bloom CEO Marcus. I was on earlier with Bloom CEO Q, Jerry, Bloom CEO Jerry, Jerry X Trades, Quentin X Trades, and yours truly, EHM Trades. Follow us on socials. That's where you can keep up with us. And then give a follow to the Instagram Bloom Entities. That's ENTIEIES on all social media platforms. Be on the lookout for our podcast. We got a podcast Fire EP dropping on the 24th. Actually, the day before the B-Day. The day before the 27th B-Day. Man, special year it's been. And it's very, very special. This one's gonna be. But yeah, Fire EP with CEO Q, CEO Jerry, and then a very special guest, very hardworking individual, just coming to share his story, share his wisdom, and shed some light, on himself and the accomplishments that he's made thus far, and the ones to come. So, like I said, EHM Trades, thanks for joining us today. If you guys ever have any questions, comments, for those of you that hopped on the live, or for those of you that'll watch this recording, shoot us a DM. Join our Discord platform. That link is in the bio of our Instagram. It's also in the description of our YouTube channel. So you can click the link. It'll take you right to the Discord. You can talk to us about literally anything in there. Let's just keep it, let's just keep it PG, right? But yeah, other than that, man, I hope you guys enjoy the day. Bloom CEO Marcus, and we are out, skis. Once I figure out where my Zoom is, I was trying to, end it on the out skis, but I still can't find my Zoom button, my end Zoom button. All right.